next fight, your first fighter out of the blue corner. Please all welcome Joseph Mini Money Snyder.
Let me tell you, this kid's got some personality to him, but he's also a very, very excellent fighter. Super aggro.
That is Mini Money. One day he's gonna say, "Show me the money." Showtime Saturday night. The Marriott downtown Spartanburg, South Carolina welcomes all you folks watching on the live feed.
Snyder is out of that SJD school formerly, but he's with Ox Fitness now. Joshua Oxenine and that crew out there, Maurice Morris, producing a lot of really good fighters in the Charlotte area.
Out of the red corner, please welcome Mason Riter.
All right, Fight For It veteran Mason Riter making the walk here. He's 1-0 at Fight For It.
Out of Lake Norman Muay Thai, I want to know, are they all as aggressive as the next?
I mean, I think that's just how they get down over there. I think it's JT Smith, the head coach over there, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a great youth program. Madison Reed and Mason Riter are right at the beginning of that youth program there. That's the forefront. Last opponent Snyder fought was also a little bit longer than him, a little bit taller than him.
Joseph stands 5'3" tall, looking to get his first win in the cage, fighting out of Ox Fitness. And his opponent Mason stands 5'8" tall with a 1-0 record, fighting out of Lake Norman Muay Thai.
All right, last youth fight of the night. That's Mini Money Snyder in the black and Mason Riter in the blue. And like I was saying, taller, longer opponent here in Mason Riter, but
definitely has the reach, but
I think that's something that Snyder's used to in these bouts, as he is a little more stout than your average 5'3" man.
When you say 135, and I look at Joseph Mini Money Snyder, that's exactly what I see. He looks like a true
Every pound of it, every ounce of 135
We've
too.
seen the spam of the knees.
And Snyder, once he gets on the inside, he likes to work. Sunshine's like, whoa, hold on now. Can't just be wrestling out here. And I think Snyder does have a little bit of a wrestling background too. Man, that plum clinch is powerful for Riter. He's got a good understanding on whipping Snyder around by the head. Ooh, Snyder is looking for that overhand.
I think Snyder needs to get the clinch and really know how to push off and work off of that.
Yeah, he can get there.
I mean, it's just harder. He's so much taller than him.
Well, it's one of those things when you have an MMA guy or somebody who trains a lot of MMA and they take a kickboxing fight, they have no problem getting to that body lock position, but it's like they...
And there goes our monitor.
Whipping Snyder around. I mean, that's like the third time he's like thrown him into a combat roll. Man, that was a thudding leg kick from Mason Riter. He's not really trying to stay behind the jab or the front kick as much as he did in his last outing. He's really allowing Snyder.
The head kick.
Oh, hand plant spinning kick there from Snyder. Snyder gets whipped around by the overhook there. All right, great first round between these two
wonderful first round.
youth fighters.
And the clinch game definitely is a big difference. Like we see Snyder going for the body lock, and then you got Riter going for the more traditional clinch.
And you know, Riter has been able to really sweep Snyder kind of reliably with that clinch, whereas when Snyder gets to the clinch, he can't really do anything but wait for Sunshine to break them up, essentially.
Exactly. It's harder because he's just so much shorter, so it's harder to get anything in that clinch for him.
Especially, when you're that much shorter and you're trying to knee a guy, you're basically only going to knee him in the thighs, or, worst case scenario, give him an accidental low blow.
Yeah.
All right. Second round about to get underway here in our final youth fight of the evening.
I mean, honestly, besides the first two, you really wouldn't even know these are youth fights.
Seriously. I think that it won't be long before we see these guys fighting on the adult portion of the card, especially Snyder. And Weston champions fighting later tonight. I'm pretty sure him and Snyder are like the same size. Yep, I thought that might have been a little low. It's one of those ones where it hits and then it takes a second,
And it sinks in.
Snyder's a little busted up on the lip there.
Blood.
Nothing he hasn't seen before, I assume. Sunshine gonna wipe his lip for him. What a nice guy.
What a nice guy. Hey, while you're down there, while you took that low blow, let's get the blood off your nose. Seems like it's taking him a second. I don't understand that problem, like I said. So.
Well, let me tell you, there's nothing restful about what's going on in there right now. He's definitely fighting for his life in a different way in there. It's always important, there's certain things in this world you gotta make sure you spend good money on. Kitchen knives, you're gonna get what you pay for, and a cup for MMA competition is one of them too. There's a big difference between the $20 one at Dick's Sporting Goods
and the diamond one.
And the diamond
the
MMA
diamond
cup,
one
of course,
that
yeah. Even you know.
Right, I always see the videos on Instagram. The whole
You gotta spend that money because that's money well spent. A custom mouth guard, also highly recommended over a Dick's Sporting Goods mouth guard.
It's just, this is the time where, Riter's getting his composure. He's just sitting and chilling.
Honestly,
essentially.
Honestly, I felt like he needed a little bit more too, because as that last round went on, the defense has kind of slowly dropped, and I feel like if he can approach this round like basically fresh, it'll be more advantageous for him than it will be for Snyder, who's definitely not getting any time off. Definitely getting a chance to get his breath back, but it seems like he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, when you're in pain like that, it has to be hard.
It's hard to get your heart rate down. And that's one thing I do like about Dale, is that he never walks over to the fighter and asks them if they're ready to go. He waits, because they have 5 minutes.
Oh, well, now he's like, all right. You wouldn't take long enough.
That's commentator's curse right there. But I have seen like refs that as soon as the low blow happens, they walk over, they're like, you ready? Hey, you ready to go? You ready to go? All right, back underway here in the second round. Snyder gets right back to work, and so does Riter. Huge blow from Snyder, and he gets thrown again. If you're playing a drinking game at home, you could do a shot every time he gets thrown like that, yeah.
And he just checked that kick
like a boss,
yes.
Like no big deal. Yeah, I think in terms of just like the traditional striking Muay Thai experience, Riter's got just so much more. It's kind of hard for Snyder to compete in a Muay Thai realm with him. He's got to really make this a brawl if he wants to be able to compete.
Yeah, and when you're Snyder, when you're just getting thrown around like that, and you are just constantly getting sweep, it's super frustrating.
Of course, yeah. Even though this rule set doesn't really technically reward sweeping, if it's all that's happening in a round, is the only thing significant is you getting swept, the judges usually score it for the guy who's getting swept over and over again, or the guy who's doing the sweeping rather. Riter coming in with a big step-in knee, and that one hurt Snyder, you can see.
And he just looks so composed. He doesn't have, he's a killer, but he doesn't have, the look of it, the aggressive look.
He looks like he's shopping. He looks
not like the teammates. Not like the teammates.
Yeah.
But he's just got this calm, cool, collected killer about him.
It looks like he's in line at the grocery store.
You see the blood out of Snyder's nose.
And there's a whole nother round of this. And the body shots are adding up at this point. And that is the end of the second round. Much better round there for Mason Riter. I think that low blow really slowed Snyder down. And the corners doing some work now on both guys. I know that Snyder's lip is bloodied. Probably got to wash him out, wipe him off a little bit. Looks like it's inside the mouth, though, thankfully.
That's one thing when I was coming up as an amateur that my coaches always told me. They would always say, judges look at stuff like that. They look at who's, more busted up. I mean, they look more at the technical aspect, but when someone's busted up, it definitely plays a huge factor in judging a fight.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%, especially in a fight where it's kind of harder to tell who won a round. If you are struggling to figure out who just won the round, and then you look and see one guy just took a shitload of damage in between the first and the second, it's gonna be pretty obvious to you which way you should score it anyway. But I mean, I feel like from the first strike of the fight, that jab has been landing straight across the nose for Mason Riter, and that's where a lot of that facial damage has come from. It's been a slow build, more so than it has been from one strike.
Yeah, I believe Riter's been so composed. The first round, he was definitely a lot more composed. In the second round, he was really letting it go.
Yeah, he got that rest. I really think that the foul, I hate to say it, but I think it helped him a lot. And Snyder significantly slowed down here in this third round from the first. Another check kick. I mean, the kicks are too slow for a guy like Mason Riter to not check them. That one was right in the breadbasket.
And the knee.
Now that was to the head. Yep, definitely transitional,
Yeah.
not on purpose, but lands to the head all the same.
Yeah, he turned him against the cage and just threw it and pulled down. I don't think he purposely. I don't think he was like, I'm going to knee him in the head.
They'll give him a little smack on the headgear there. All right, back underway here again. It's been the longest three-round fight of the night. Snyder just trying to make anything work off that clinch, but you can see how hard he has to work to get a knee to the body on a guy like Riter. He's so tall.
It just really, honestly, probably is using more gas and wearing himself out a little bit more than it is working for him, I think, at this point.
Yeah, once he gets there, he just needs to throw. Put your head into their chest and just throw to the body. As a smaller guy, sometimes that's all you're going to be able to reach is the body. You're going to be extending yourself, reaching for the head over and over again. And I feel like that's where Snyder has gotten in trouble. He's extended himself and either gotten clinched or he's just gotten hit with a jab or whatever the case may be. Another front kick right down the middle. The technique.
Right on the chest.
The technique from Riter is impressive.
Yeah, he knows how to place those kicks. It's almost like Snyder is going in and clinching just to kind of stop the barrage of punches and kicks, even if it's for just a brief second.
Yeah, I really think that, it comes down to the kind of sparring you're doing, right? Like how much clinching is being allowed in the sparring and what kind of clinching are you working, because you really need to be working the kind of clinching that's going to be for the rule set that you're fighting under. All right, 3 rounds in the books.
Great fight.
For
the fights
Riter
are, man.
And Snyder. I feel like the youth fights are always action-packed, but these last two have been particularly impressive with not only in terms of the action they brought, but the level of technique that we're talking about as well.
If you look at Riter's back, it's like the back. It's just, it looks like he's been laying on the beach and someone didn't put sunscreen in the right places.
Yeah, he is pale. He is pale. And when you're that pale, I know from experience, any little strike will show on your body. Great athleticism from both young men. Probably near the end of their run as youth fighters, but nonetheless impressive. It looks like Mason Riter is well on his way to 2-0.
I like how he took his headgear off and kind of wanted to fix his hair.
Yes. I mean, if you're going to be getting a picture with Kelly, you might as well look good for it.
Fighters to the center of the ring. A decision is in.
Love the sportsmanship.
And it goes to the red corner, Mason Riter.
All right, Great fight there from Riter and Snyder. Lake Norman Muay Thai coming out on top once again. They are undefeated tonight.
Record.